Hi guys, DN Neo here, and this is going to be a review of Marvel Avengers. Now, the first thing I want to say is, yes, I did have issues with this game. I'm not going to so much talk about them, but what I will say is the issues seem to be common, where the game would basically crash at certain points. Well, say I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to go into great depths about it. All I did was delete the game and then re-download it. So that's the first thing I want to say. If anybody's dealing with that, just delete it, re-download it, and then it should work. And that's exactly what I did. So hopefully that should help a few people if they are indeed having those issues. Anyway, let's get to the review. So the first thing I really want to say about this game is bad news. And the bad news is the story was really short. But the good news is, you know, quantity over quality, or quality over quantity. That could have gone bad real fast. And the quality is there. The quality is there. I would definitely have liked to have seen more. I know we are getting more, but as a game that is being, you know, games that are being sold at certain prices, it seems we're getting less and less and less. And they're relying on downloads and DLCs, and I don't agree with that. But taking this game as a game experience, it was absolutely amazing. The only other personal thing I would say, which would possibly be a downside, is I wish I had more time with certain characters in the story. It really did feel like a lot of the time it was Iron Man, Hulk's, and Camilla's show. Maybe it was just because of how fast everything was going, but it really did feel like if you weren't playing as those three, you were going to struggle with the new people. Nevertheless, an enjoyable experience. The other thing I want to say is every character feels like their character. I'll explain that a little bit. So, i.e., if I'm playing as Black Widow, I know that I can shoot from afar, but also I can go in, I can do a few pop shots, and then get the hell out of there from a distance and keep the shooting up. Now, this isn't to say that Black Widow can't go into combat. I'm not saying that at all. She definitely can. She can hold her own with the best of them. But I'm saying that every character allows you to play as their character. You know, Hulk, if I'm playing as Hulk, I really do feel like the tank. I feel a bit invincible, and that can work against you as well, I must admit that. And, you know, that's kind of Hulkish. You know, if we ever see the Hulk go down, even if it's for a second, we go, oh, okay, this is a thing. So, it was really interesting. And the same goes for the others. You know, Thor, I really do feel like this kind of arrogant powerhouse that can crush anything. And I am Odin's son. But of course you can fall, as Thor learns. You know, Captain America, I really do feel like the captain. I feel like I can get around. I feel like I've got to kind of support my allies. That's not to say that Captain America is a support character. I just feel like Captain America, if I really want to support my team, I'd probably go with Cap. And Iron Man, and again, I know it sounds so strange, but I really do feel arrogant when I'm playing as Iron Man. I can fly around, I can do rockets, I can do laser beams, I can do repulsors, I can fire a big beam from my chest, and I can summon the Hulkbuster. So yeah, it's lots of fun. It's lots of fun to kind of dive into this universe and to kind of play with it. Now, I do have a little theory. People may laugh, but, you know, there's no proof behind it. But just looking at Marvel over the last few years. So, you know, Marvel came along with their Avengers, with their characters. Boom, they hit the comics. and they conquered it. You know, I'm not saying that DC doesn't have their run. I'm just saying that Marvel conquered it. They did their thing. They got the job done. Millions of fans around the world. Absolutely amazing. Boom, MCU. They came around. They conquered. Boom, millions of fans. Now, again, when I'm talking about this, I'm not saying that any other comic has not succeeded. I'm not saying any other film franchise has not succeeded. I'm speaking purely about Marvel here, and that is it. So if you're going to get butthurt, get the hell out of here. This is purely talking about Marvel. So my theory is, we have the comic book universe. We have the MCU universe. Yeah, it gets weird. So, my theory is that we're going to get the MGU. Now, if you guys are a little bit confused by that, I'm thinking we're going to get a Marvel Games universe, or Marvel Game universe. However that comes about. My theory is that they started it off with the newest Spider-Man game. They really wanted to dive in, and if you remember, it took a few films before they got the real MCU together. You know, a few Iron Man films, a few Hulk films, a few Captain America films, although they were probably thinking about it by then, and of course the first Thor film. But it really seems to me that Marvel has this good way of pacing of, okay, is this going to be a real thing? Will this happen? And I think if this game succeeds, we are going to get a type of MGU, Marvel Game Universe. I'm really surprised nobody else is talking about this. The other real smart thing that I think this game really does, and I was speaking to a friend about it, shout out to you, Jimbo, if you're listening to this, buddy. But it was a real thing where I was saying they've done a smart thing and nobody has commented on it. I don't think so. In this game, not once does it mention how long the Avengers have been together. Now that's really smart for several reasons. The first reason is they start with a, okay, impressive bad guy, but not, oh, mega powerful bad guy. No, they start off simple. They start off clean, much how they did with the MCU. Not saying Loki isn't powerful, but compared to the roster of villains in the Marvel Universe, Loki isn't up there as a powerhouse. Let's be honest, not this in the films, not this in the actor. Just as a character, Loki isn't the most strongest, definitely can set up a load of trouble, definitely can set up a load of schemes, but in his power, really up there. So I think this was really clever, and I think Marvel knows this, and I think, in my opinion, again, all opinions, slightly ranting as well, because I'm really hyped about this game, and if I'm correct, is that they are going to build this up. And unlike a film franchise, this game has the advantage of time. So here's my theory on what they're going to do. We had MODOK. The second villain, I think, personally, will be another low-key one. Again, still entertaining, still lovely to play, still amazing boss battles, still amazing maps, but nevertheless low-key. Then I think the third one will be two villains together, whether that's MODOK returning or whether it's a slight powerhouse and so on and so forth. They have the advantage rather than the MCU having to go Loki, Age of Ultron and so on and so forth and have to do the powerhouses. This game has the advantage of time. It has the advantage of, it's not just 2 hours, it's not just 2.5 hours, whatever it is. This game has that advantage, and I'm really hoping that Marvel grabs that, sees that, and we get to build up with the Avengers. We get to have this story. We get that level, and we see the ins and outs, not just skip time, suddenly there's a new big boss that wants to take over the world. Granted, again, not dissing on the MCU, I personally love the MCU, but for me, this game, the MGU, as I keep calling it. I'm pretty proud about that, by the way, as you guys may have noticed. But, so this is my very amazing game, but honestly, it's going to depend how they handle with it next. Are they just going to skip? Are they going to suddenly be doing loot box BS? Or are they actually going to let us enjoy this game? I'm really hoping they're going to let us enjoy this. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry for the little bit of rant, but I came up with this theory in my head, and I was like, yeah, I must share with the world, or whoever watches these videos. Yeah, hopefully you guys would have enjoyed this, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the game. Again, just a little note, if your game is messing up, delete it, re-download it. That fixed it for me. I'm not somebody who normally knows how to fix things, so if that doesn't, please don't go, what's the next thing? Because I honestly don't know. But I do hope you guys have enjoyed this. Leave a comment down below. Do you think my theory is correct? Do you think I'm way out there? But anyway, guys, I'm going to get the hell out of here, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Bye-bye for now. But remember, for the memories, for the absolute respect, Excelsior. Bye, guys.